You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hit your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Electric Boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Oh, you don't let the ruthlessness prevail. Oh, it's time now, light your fires for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Bittersweet and I'm walking slow. Sensitive, feel the afterglow. Looking for things that I can't control. Fear from my past cause it always shows. Do I wanna try? Can I let it go? Running from the past, wanting to be sure. Chaos in my mind, constant deja vu. But every time it comes back to you. Whoa, I'm still falling. Whoa, but it tastes bittersweet. Whoa, I keep on falling. Whoa, I like the taste of it.
I
Hello everyone, how's it going, and welcome to the Game Week 13 deadline stream. Hello everyone, how's it going? Take the jacket off. Yes, sir, Eagle, let's get straight into it. Vice Captain Smith or Reece James? Reece James. Rafinha instead of Foden, or play Foden? Difficult one. I think Rafinha's probably in better form than Phil Foden at the moment. We'll have it start. I can pull up the fixed predicted starting lineups for you on that one, so you guys can get the last minute news on predicted starting lineups. Also, how is everyone feeling about Game Week 13? It is obviously just around the corner, around 56 minutes to go before deadline. We're pretty hopeful this week, not gonna lie. The squad's looking fairly strong. That is the 15-man squad at the moment. It is a fairly decent starting 11. A lot of home fixtures as well, which can be helpful. So to answer the question of will Havertz start, according to Fix, they've got him at a 74. Though they haven't even got him starting in their predicted starting lineup. They've got Lukaku starting in striker with Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount, Cam. They've actually got Loftus-Cheek predicted to start in the midfield, so he could potentially play over Loftus-Cheek. But Havertz also has a thigh injury, so there's a bit of controversy there whether he's actually going to get the start. Good to have everyone in so far. Should I put in Romelu in this week? Do you mean to start or just in the team in general? Is Kilman worth? I mean, it looks like he's going to be playing every week for Wolves, and he's a very good value pick. We'll check his price real quick. Autocorrect, I love it. 4.5. I mean, at that price, it is pretty good. You could go to Nelson Semedo. I think he's a similar price. 4.9 is a bit more expensive. So I guess you could go for Kilman. He probably offers the most attacking potential out of any Wolves 4.5 defender. To answer the question earlier, Vice Captain Smith or Reece James, I go for Reece James. Should I go for Havertz to Jota for a -4? Could potentially be worth, I'm not going to lie. Jota's got a great fixture this week, and he's got good fixtures coming up as well, so you could capitalise on price rises there as well for that -4, so definitely could be worth for sure. But yeah, at the moment he's not been predicted. Havertz has not been predicted to start in that Chelsea team, which is not ideal. But here's the squad. Here's the starting 11 this week. We have got Ben White on the first bench against Newcastle at home. The only player that I consider dropping this week is probably Rafinha, given Brighton White isn't the easiest fixture, but I still trust him. He's been in very good form recently when he's played for Leeds. He's got himself 2 goals in his last 2 starts, so it's fairly impressive from him. Should I look to get out of Brighton assets? We can have a look at their fixtures. Brighton, Leeds, West Ham, Southampton. I mean, next 3 weeks definitely aren't the worst. So there's definitely worse fixtures for the next 3 weeks, so you could potentially hold. Defensive assets is not the greatest, but if you have an attacker, it's pretty decent against Leeds and Southampton for sure. Then after those next 3 fixtures, it's probably not as viable to have them. Let's quickly have a look at the poll. 22 votes, 82% of people say they're captaining Salah, followed by Trent. I think Trent's going to be the most popular differential shout this week. I mean, he's got a great fixture at home, and if Liverpool get a clean sheet and he gets an assist, you almost know for certain that he's going to outscore Salah, because he always hops on no bonus points. He's got the second most bonus points in FPL, only behind Salah actually by 1. Start Duffy or Antonio? It's a tough decision. Antonio has got West Man City, so I think I'd start Duffy. Antonio, yeah, he's been a bit offered at the moment, and I don't think City will concede in that game. It seems like Jared Bowen looks to be the main attacking threat for West Ham at the moment. But back to the starting lineup, I mean, it's moderately template. There's a couple of good differentials in there with Kane, Jimenez, Gallagher, Tony. Saka's also fairly differential as well. He's got a 9.5% ownership, so if he could do something for me against Newcastle at home, that could be very nice for the squad. I'd really like Saka to start getting some goals because Arsenal have a mixed bag of fixtures coming up, and I am tossing it whether to keep him or let him go. Let's go through the predicted lineups for the Arsenal Palace game. They've got Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Gabriel, White, Tierney, Saka, Chambers, Sammy, Lokonga, Smith Rowe and Lacazette, and then Aubameyang. A fairly typical team. Obviously Xhaka's still out, so they're lacking that midfield spot. We'll go through other team news as well, which of course is necessary before any deadline just to see what's going on. Yes, it does look to be that Saka is likely to start, which is nice for us. And then Ben White as well is set to start if he does end up coming off the bench. Foden to Rafinha for a -4. I mean, Rafinha's got difficult fixtures. I mean, his next three are decent, but he has got very difficult fixtures after that, so I'd just be wary of that in the future. Like, Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Liverpool is a very difficult fixture run. So if you're taking a -4 up, pretty much takes away one attacking return from him. So, I mean, there's probably better transfers. You could go for target players that have better long-term fixtures rather than just a 3-week punt. Because Foden's still a decent shout. Do you think I should start Tomiyasu versus Newcastle or Antonio versus City? I'll probably go Tomiyasu against Newcastle. I think is definitely the better fixture. And Antonio has been a bit out of form recently, whereas City have been on, as usual. What Leicester assets should I look to get? Well, first of all, let's take a look at their fixtures. Watford, Southampton, Villa, Newcastle, Spurs, Everton. So a very good next 6 batch of fixtures. I mean, of course, the obvious one is Jamie Vardy. Like, there's no doubt that he's been out of form recently, but he can definitely get back to the attacking form that we know he's in. Earlier in the season, he's still got 7 goals, and there's no doubt that he will return to form. So I think he's probably one of the better options at the moment. Otherwise, it is probably just a defender that you go for. Specifically, which Leicester defender, I'm not too sure. I can have a look at Leicester's lineup prediction, but there's not too many huge Leicester defensive assets that just come jumping out. I think you mainly focus on their attacking ones because defensively they still have been fairly weak. I mean, you've got the likes of Castagna at fullback, who's probably the main one. Otherwise, you've got Soyuncu, who's going to play every week. But I think I'd focus on Vardy of any of the assets, and I'd steer clear of Barnes and Maddison at the moment. They've not been at their best this season for sure. Let's say you're 50k ranking them right now. Can you finish first? I mean, it's going to be difficult, that's for sure. I think you have to sort of be up the top for the majority of the season, but I guess it's still technically possible, but it's fairly unlikely, I'd say. But I mean, anyone would be gassed to get first, but I think if you can get like top 10k, top 5k, top 1k, that's extremely respectable as well. That's for sure. I mean, any position now in the top 500k, it's still possible to push into that top 10k. there's still, 25 weeks or so left to go in the season. So it is definitely possible. It could all come down to one elite bench booster, one good wild card or free hit, or triple captain or anything, or just bringing in good transfers into the squad at the right time. I can see you take huge rank rises. So regarding team news, obviously the main one is Chilwell out for at least 6 weeks with Chelsea. Xhaka and Kolasinac won't be back. Crystal Palace Villa looks to be okay for Palace, so no worries there for anyone that's got Gallagher or Benteke. Liverpool, no fresh injury concerns. Norwich Wolves, main one is Bolly, but not many people have him. Brighton, obviously Sanchez does come back from his red card this week, and Rafinha is obviously available to play, as well as Rodrigo. Brentford Everton game, not too much news there. And there's only one for Burnley Spurs is the Romero injury, and then Leicester Watford, Sarr has been confirmed now for anyone that still has Ismaila Sarr. City West Ham, Foden and Grealish are still to be assessed, and De Bruyne is confirmed out for this game. And then of course Bonner with the season-long injury is the only one out for West Ham this week. Chelsea United, looks to be that Lukaku is likely to be back starting this week. So he could also add another headache to the selection if you're looking for premium forwards at the moment, because if Lukaku can find some good form, that's another player you have to think about in conjunction with Kane, Vardy and Ronaldo. All of a sudden it's gone from being a lot of attacking assets that are premium in the forward line to pretty much none, and now they're all coming back again with good fixtures and just coming back to be playing. And then for United, Maguire is ruled out, which is probably not the worst for United either. Will Lukaku play? It looks to be that he's fairly likely to play, actually. According to Fix, they've got him at a very high chance, or fairly high chance from memory of starting. Yeah, they've got him at a 99% chance of starting. So I do think he'll be the sole striker for them in this game. Josh King or Dennis, who is better? I think Dennis provides more assist potential as well. So maybe Emmanuel Dennis. Is it okay with Havertz? It looks to be that he's unlikely to start this week, so it's not the greatest, and it's a lot of money in a midfielder who's not performing even when he does play. So I think I'd probably look to move on Havertz at this point. Should I get Rudiger out for Alonso, James, or just wait a week? I mean, with Alonso and James, it doesn't really matter what week you get them in, because they're always going to provide the same attacking threat, which is the main appeal for them. So it shouldn't really matter which fixture you're bringing them in for. It'd probably matter less in a week where they're less likely to get a clean sheet, and they're playing Manchester United this week. Yeah, it looks to be that the starting fullbacks for Chelsea should be Reece James and Alonso, so I guess if you have Asp and you want to switch to Reece James, not a bad play. By Alonso or Cancelo, I got no Reece James. I mean, Alonso probably offers even more attacking potential than Cancelo when he plays, so maybe Alonso could be a better pick, I'm not going to lie. As good as Cancelo's been, we can look at Chelsea's fixtures really quickly and compare them to City's. United, Watford, West Ham, Leeds, Everton, Wolves, Villa, Brighton. That's a pretty decent batch of fixtures till game week 20. And we know City have got incredible long-term fixtures as well. The thing is with the Chelsea and City defences, they can get clean sheets against anyone. So I think you just go for which defender has more attacking potential, and that's probably Alonso. Such a tough week, this one. Yeah, every week in FPL is tough, but it seems to be that a lot of the higher-end players have good fixtures this week, so there could potentially be a fairly high game week average, I would have said, this week, just considering how many good fixtures all the higher-end players have. Start Foden or Wilson? It's interesting. I mean, Foden, I can look at City's lineups, but Foden has got that slight injury at the moment. And he's not really been getting too many attacking returns in the Prem. See, they've not even got him predicted to start, according to Fix. Whereas, I mean, Arsenal away is definitely not the easiest fixture either. If I could pick one, maybe Callum Wilson. Havertz may start, but he won't perform. This is true. The thing with Havertz is even if he does play, he's unlikely to get returns because he just doesn't take his chances. Is a -4 worth for Antonio to Jimenez or Chilwell to Alonso? I got Trent, Cancelo, James, and Reguilon. I mean, ideally you'd want to get rid of Chilwell from your team. If you're choosing a transfer between Antonio and Chilwell, obviously you want to get rid of Chilwell. I mean, with the Antonio to Jimenez transfer, you're just going to bring in Jimenez for 2 weeks and then you're going to have to get rid of him again because if we look at the Wolves fixtures, they've just got Norwich, Burnley next to, then Liverpool, City, Brighton, Chelsea. It's unlikely that he's going to get many returns in these games. I'm not saying that he won't. But you're basically just replacing Antonio's hard fixtures for more hard fixtures for Jimenez, whereas during that time Antonio's fixtures will swing. So I'd probably prioritise the Chilwell transfer there. Foden to Jota, yes, definitely a good play at the moment. I think Jota's going to be one of the best midfielders, around 8 million for the next 10 weeks or so. Between Foden or Antonio, if I could pick one, I'd probably go Foden, just because he's going to be playing for the more dominant team in the match. Foden out for Bernardo is also another potential transfer. He's another good midfielder option at the moment. Definitely wouldn't say no to that transfer, that's for sure. Thanks for your help. Hope for a green arrow for everybody. Yeah, that's exactly right. Hopefully everyone has a great game week 13. Take the rank rises would be ideal. I mean, that seems to be a lot of questions about starting Antonio or Foden. Got three I think questions now about that. I think I'd go for Foden if I could start one of them. Be the answer. And Brahma or Rafinha, I have Tony too, and I'm playing him. Yeah, I'd probably go for play Tony, that's fine, and then choose Rafinha over Mbeumo. What rank are you? It's just on the top of the screen now. We're 285k. We'll check the game week history real quick. This is kind of grim, right? Game week 1, we were 3 mil in the world. We had a stinker game week 1. We decided to go without Fernandes, which backfired. Otherwise, we've fought our way back to 285k. So we're in a decent position at the moment. But we are aiming to get in the top 100k fairly shortly. Would be ideal. Here's the full squad at the moment. We'll just have this up there. We've still got 1.9 in the bank, so it's fairly flexible still, which is decent. Should I take a hit for Gray to Jota? Could be worth. Definitely could be worth. Who's Everton got this week, by the way? Brentford. I mean, it's a nice fixture. You could just hold Gray for this week and hope he does something and then bring in Jota next week for free. Because Brentford away at the moment is probably arguably a better fixture than Southampton at home, but Jota is definitely going to be getting more service. It probably wouldn't be the most ideal. You could just hold him for 1 week. I'll actually look at Liverpool's predicted lineup really quickly just to confirm that Jota is their predicted starting forward instead of anyone else for whatever reason. And yes, they got Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robbo, Henderson, Thiago Fabinho, Salah, Jota, Mane, and they got Jota at a 100% chance to start. So looks to be that he will be the option. So yes, I definitely do think Diogo Jota. I mean, if we're thinking about our transfer plans in the future, right? Rafinha, during this fixture period, we are probably going to have to get rid of him. And at 6.7, it's easy to go up to Jota with the extra bit of money we have in the bank. So we could go just Rafinha out and Jota in around, game week 15 when Leeds fixtures start going bad. And then what's Jota got? He's still got good fixtures there. Wolves, Villa, Newcastle, Spurs, Leeds, Leicester, Chelsea, Redford. I mean, all up until game week 26, he's definitely a viable option. And I definitely think his price will rise as well. So it could be a good opportunity to get him in if either... I mean, the main two that are on the choppy block in the midfield are Saka and Rafinha. Saka hasn't been getting that many returns, but at least he's still got a decent batch of fixtures, whereas Rafinha, he has got 2 goals in his last 2, but he has got a very bad fixture run as well. Great. True, yeah. I didn't see that actually. 25% chance of playing, according to Fix. So, well, yeah, I guess in that case, you just go to Jota for sure. Which two should I play? Huang, Rudiger, and Mbuemo? I think Huang against Norwich away, despite the bad form, is a good shout. And I still like Rudiger, even though he's playing United at home. I mean, Mbuemo's been very unlucky not to get more returns. But at the end of the day in FPL, you have to be able to put it on the board, and he's just not doing that at the minute. And he hasn't got the easiest fixture this week either. Who do I bench? Foden or Rafinha? I don't own Jota though. I think I'd probably bench Foden. I like Rafinha's form over Foden at the minute. And Rafinha probably still has the better fixture. Antonio or White, who do I start? I think probably Ben White, although I do think Newcastle could score in this game. So, yeah, if Newcastle score, then it just wipes out all of Ben White's chances of return. Forster or McCarthy to play this week. I mean, Liverpool away is difficult for Southampton, obviously. And what do I forgot? I think I'd honestly go for Watford. Defence there. Because Leicester have been in bad form. And there is going to be good potential for save bonus for Ben Foster. Because I'm assuming Watford will concede a lot of shots. So it could potentially be a good opportunity to start Foster this week. Especially over McCarthy. Let's check the poll for the captaincy. Sal's got 85% from 78 votes. Trent with 10%, Kane 4%, other 1%. I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious who's going to be the top captain this week. He's got a good fixture. He's in good form, and he's just a consistent performer. And as I said before, the main differential is just going to be Trent. If people want to risk, high risk, high reward, if he gets the clean sheet and the assist, he'll probably outscore Salah. Even if he gets the clean sheet, he could snag some bonus points as well, because he's very good at getting those bonus points. Wilson, Antonio, Dennis. Bench one. Probably Antonio. Am I a bench one? Wilson's got an okay fixture. Arsenal away. I mean, I actually do think Newcastle will score in this one. And Dennis, Leicester away is probably actually a good fixture at the moment because Leicester have been poor at home, especially recently. And yeah, Dennis has been on fire, no doubt. I think he's actually got himself to the 4th highest scoring forward spot with 54 points, 1 point behind that maximum. They have got tricky fixtures coming up, but Leicester away is definitely not the worst, that's for sure. I mean, look at Leicester here. They haven't got a clean sheet in ages. But yeah, they haven't got a clean sheet since game week 1, literally, so... Yeah, definitely not a bad fixture, Leicester away. Sanchez or Foster, I have Rafinha starting. Well, yeah, I mean, it is annoying when you have players playing against each other. But I think you just start whoever's got the better fixture between Sanchez and Foster is the main thing that you focus on, rather than, yes, Rafinha's in the team, but I think Sanchez does have the better fixture than Foster.
I finished taking a shit.
That's great. What do you think about bringing in Reguilon? Not a bad player. I think Spurs have got a decent defensive system with Conte at the moment, and they've also got good fixtures. Looking at other defensive options, though, you can go like a Chelsea double up potentially, plus a City defender and Trent. So the alternatives are probably better than Reguilon. Dennis is only second to Salah for goal involvements. Yeah, he's a beast. I'll have a look at him actually. 4 goals, 5 assists is, yeah, it's elite for a player of his price for sure. So yeah, definitely lock in starting him. Will Foden start? I don't think he will. Fix say he's likely to get benched, so. Oh yeah, just either get benched or not be in the squad because of his injury. So I think it is. I mean, you could start him, right? I don't know if he's going to come off the bench. He's 50% fitness. I don't really see City risking him, especially with another Champions League fixture in the group stage. Salah now 86% of the captaincy. Trent 10 still. Hopefully Salah hauls this week. I think he's got to be a potential contender for King of the Gaming, that's for sure. There is definitely a couple of sneaky shots this week. I mean, Wolves have got a good fixture, so there is potential for a Jimenez double return, or any Arsenal midfielder like Smith Rowe's been really good at the moment. Maybe Aubameyang if he can find some form. And as always, Reece James is very threatening, and Marcus Alonso, there's no doubt they're going to be making plenty of runs forward. Game is updating, will be available soon. But yes, as I said before, I definitely think the average will be very high this week. So with that being the game week 13 deadline arriving at 10 o'clock, I just want to wish everyone the best of luck for game week 13. Hope it goes well. Hope we all take green arrows. And yeah, hope everyone tuned into the stream and enjoyed as well. Also, if anyone has any last questions, you can drop them in the chat now, or if we can't answer them on the stream, you can just message us on socials as well. Whether that be Instagram or Twitter, just send us a DM and we'll try to answer it on there. So, thank you so much for everyone to tuning in for this stream. And yeah, best luck for Game Week 13. With that being